We've got a great game of footy on Friday night to kick off the round. Essendon takes Sydney by 6 at quarter time, Essendon by 3 at half time. 3/4 time, Essendon 11-11-77, Sydney 10-5-65. The Bombers lead it by 12 points. Brown has kicked 2 for Essendon, as has Tippett and Woody. And it has been a really entertaining game of footy. Franklin kicked a couple. Triple M Bosch Tool stats, Chewy.
Bombers pressure rating at 198, AFL average 181. Heppel, #1 ranked player for Essendon with 23 touches.
Bosch Power Tools and Accessories, good, better Bosch. Bob Jane T-Master, tyre and wheel specialist. Jay-Z.
Hello, Howie. A bit of an injury cloud still on Heath Grundy. He spent the last 10 minutes of that third quarter on the bench, so we'll see if he starts on the ground in the last term. David Myers, I forgot this, but he's had the lower part of his middle finger on his left hand amputated. He had it sliced off in a door when he was a baby, and I just saw it then. Forgot about that.
How'd it look?
Short.
Fair enough too. Triple M C-Bus Super special comments. C-Bus Super with insurances to protect building construction workers. You've got Chris Judd and Noodles Brown.
They certainly lowered their eyes going inside their forward 50 that quarter, Essendon. I thought it paid dividends for them. How many marks inside their forward 50 that quarter, Two-Man?
Yeah, for Bosch Tools, Juddy, they took 4 opposed to only 3 in the first half.
Yeah, so that was big results, and they need to continue with that this quarter if they're going to win the game, because if they don't, we know Ali's going to zone off and swallow up those long entries.
Just having a look at Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen, and an impassioned plea from John Longmire. He has given every bit of emotion he can three-quarter time speech. His side trails by 12 points. They currently sit 5th position on the ladder, Two-Man, but you think they could drop out of the 8?
Yes, that's right. If the other teams that are one game behind them, if they all win, Darcy, they'll be sitting 9th on the ladder.
So massive, massive last quarter coming up. 12-point lead in favour of the Bombers. Big crowd here at Etihad Stadium. Perfect bounce to get us underway. Sinclair and Bell Chambers. Dyson Heppel's been enormous, Two-Man.
24 touches.
And so is this bloke, Mitch Brown. Kicked a massive goal on the halftime siren from not dissimilar position. Pops it out into the pocket. Stringer hasn't had a huge impact. Orazio tracking it. Sending it forward. McGrath. Dangerous ball to the goal square. And back there is our man Sinclair.
Plays on immediately to Dawson, who kicked his first AFL goal tonight. Number 34 for the Swans, Jordan Dawson. Road, 21-year-old, sent it down the line towards Franklin. Had a quiet first half, but a couple of goals in the third quarter. Got himself interested. He goes over the back towards Goddard. Picks it up nicely. Now Langford. Little sizzler inside 50. Look at that. And it finds Fantasia, who did have a quiet first half, but got going a touch in the third quarter, Chew.
Yeah, spot on. He's now up to 13 disposals, and he's nailed a major as well. 1 goal, 1.
It looks so much more dangerous when they've got players leading up the footy and they've got players running and carrying with the ball with their eyes lowered for a target to lead up at them, and then they get a simpler shot than what they do from a long entry.
He loves a sausage. There's Orazio Fantasia. Beautiful goal kicker normally. 45-degree angle, 35-metre kick over the footy now. He's hooked it. Just tugged at that one a little bit. Essendon increased their lead just by a point though. And they're 78, Sydney is 65 on the Triple M Beaumont Tiles scoreboard. Hey tradies, listen up. Head into Beaumont Tiles store to find out how you can get a free tool bag. I could do with one of those for all my tools.
Short one finds Harry Cunningham.
How many tools does?
13 points. Got plenty in the wrapper.
With the box.
Get a whole heap of use, Howie. Not my skill set. Short one is okay to Newman.
I've got a screwdriver.
Always somebody you can call Howie. I found that kick in the middle of the ground was intended for Jordan Dawson. It's been taken by Devon Smith. Interesting tackle Joey Kennedy applied on him with the one arm, almost UFC style on him, Juddy.
Yeah, it was like he put his shoulder in a precarious situation there for Devon Smith, but he's bounced up.
One of your moves, almost, the judge.
Judge's department.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cheap shot.
But accurate. And George Hewitt, he's called to play on, just with a high drop punt down the line. But he's just sort of bustled underneath the footy. And a couple of tackles are applied. And the ball will be thrown up about 70 out from the Swans' goals. What's happening down there on the bench as far as Joey Kennedy is concerned? Bob Jane T-Mars just having a quick look at his knee, Jay-Z.
Yeah, Doctor having a look at his right knee. Came to the bench after that tackle on Devon Smith. I'll keep watching, Howie.
Thanks, Jay-Z. Rampy. Oh, he's been pinged for deliberate. Dane Rampy can't believe it. He stuck his boot out. Stringer did the big Dennis Lilly type appeal. That's a good ball from Jake Stringer. City defence has just been opened up a little bit lately. Bagley wants to get it moving. Open goal square mark. Bagley. It looks good. It's better than good. She's home. Bagley's got a couple. And the Bombers get the all-important first goal of the last quarter. And they go to 12-12, 84, Sydney 10-5, 65. Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Got a bit more run in their legs at the moment, the Bombers, and they did have it at the start of the third quarter as well. They've come out and their run and carry game is good. They're sharp. They've got the first one, which is a really important goal because it's a real mental barrier, that 3-goal margin late in the game. It sounds like it's a lot to chase down, and it is.
The free kicks are 23-12 Essendon's way for Bosch Tools.
Some of the special comments are special and others are just comments, I find, Das.
Particularly this time of night.
Yep.
Mate tends to zone out sometimes.
Sounds like a lot to chase down, and it is.
It is.
You're right, though, Nate. Essendon are 84, Sydney 65.
A simple concept, Mark. 3 goals down is a long way to get back.
No, you're right. Just the way you delivered it.
One more goal than 2.
It's a game high, 19 points. The night was a 2-point game, and Juddy told us it was anyone's game as the ball goes inside 50 for the Bombers. But
I think we need to go to the greatest hits now, Howie, on the specials.
Aaliyah takes another intercept mark, Chewy.
Number 7.
Okay, Florin. He's got it right back pocket.
Just got to take a bit more risk now, Sydney. This stage of the game. It's early stages last quarter, but Brownie said that all-important 19-point margin, Howie. Got to be a bit more bold with their ball movement here, the Sydney Swans.
They're all over it now.
Boundary throw in right in front of Jay-Z down there. It's going to be Sinclair and Bellchambers, taken by Parker, picked up by Heaney. This is the young man Dawson. Ollie Florin under pressure. And Franklin was outmarked. It was Hurley who's just taken the front position and performed pretty well tonight, Michael Hurley.
What's his numbers, Chew?
9 disposals and 3 marks, but he's kept Franklin to just 2 majors.
Free kick. Push out. Going the way of Jake Stringer. What's his nightingale, Chew?
He's only had 7 disposals, kicked a goal.
Bit of strapping for Joey Kennedy, Jay-Z, Bob Jane teammates.
He's having his right knee strap. Looks pretty sore, Howie. Between him and Franklin, you wonder if Sydney lose a couple more games, whether some of these senior guys might be rested.
Aaliyah floats across the pack. Chew, another intercept.
That's number 8.
So we still don't exactly know what the world record is, do we?
It's getting gift wrapped, that stat.
Okay.
Howie, but 10 was by Daniel Talia.
Righto, but that could be the record, but we're not
Could be.
sure. Okay, Francis takes a mark on the outer side. Essendon have got all the running at the moment. Got a 19-point lead. It's a low ball. And I think the mark's been paid. It has. And it's Myers.
Played into Essendon's hand perfectly, this decision to lower their eyes entering their forward 50, because after half-time, Heath Grundy hasn't been in their back line, and that's generally his bread and butter, is nailing the leading targets, and without him down there, Sydney looked vulnerable from the hit-up forwards.
David Myers, a pretty good kick of the footy to kick this one from right on the paint of 50. The number 23, 6 goals this season. She's got the distance, but he's hooked it. Gee whiz, he really banged that one. It's now a 20-point margin. Essendon 12-13-85, Sydney 10-5-65. Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard. Tradies, head in a Beaumont Tile store to find out how you get your free tool bag.
7 minutes gone, final term. Howie just said 20-point lead to the Bombers. Rampy sends it outside of his defensive zone down the line. Beautiful pick up down there from Rock. Flicked it inboard to Newman. He again tracks the boundary line. Big Reg Grundy's played up forward since what appeared to be getting injured just around the half-time. That's a good kick from Grundy. If it sits up for McCartan, he can pick it up and score. And he tried the right foot banana dribbler along the ground. Probably a little bit ambitious in the end, Nate Brown.
He rushed it. He probably had a little bit more time than what he thought he had to actually dribble it along the ground, have a good crack at it, or had a bit more time to look laterally. Had a player about 15 metres out. Would have had to have been a snap back towards him, but a poised player would have got it.
Dyson Heppel deep in defence, drops the ball down the line. Oh, Aliir nearly took another intercept mark. Guelphy, Parrish, another goal here for the Bombers, and they're going to be really tough to stop. Guelphy, back to Mitch Brown, he's got a couple, contested ball to be won. Luke Parker's a good man for that job. Picked it up, immediately rode into the ground. Comes back to Francis. Now Florent tries to just punch a ball forward.
Picked up again by Parker. This one's a red-hot footy. Heppel, Florent came flashing through. Big moment here for Sydney. Ronk picked it up, got it out to the very talented Ollie Florent. Little clever kick round. Wanted Hayward. Zaharakis did well, and Heaney has had a bit of a brain fade there. He stuck his boot out. They just nicked it out of bounds on the full, so Zaharakis goes short and finds McDonald Tipperwoody.
First kick 2 tonight, one absolute rip snorter. Darcy Parish, the number 3. Dev Smith had another good night tonight, Chew.
Yeah, Devon Smith, 12 disposals, but throw in 7 tackles as well.
Dyson Heppel provides a lead. He's up to 25 disposals. Lloyd with 23 for the Swans. It comes down to centre wing. Bell Chambers down towards Stringy. You heard the call and the effects. Mike Jakey couldn't get it out. It'll be tossed up centre wing. 85 Essendon, 65 Sydney. 12 and a half on the clock. One more for the Bombers. It'll be tough to top.
And one more the other way. And the Swans might get on a bit of a roll. Devon Smith read it beautifully. It's a smooth mover. Devon Smith glides across the turf. Stringer starting to have a bit of a late impact here. He wanted Bagley. Well played down there by Fox. Was able to punch it in the direction of Cunningham. Awkward ball for Grundy. Played the lead up forward roll. Nice pick up down there. Sending it forward was Dawson to Buddy. Fisted away from Bud. Good second effort. He got hold of Sard, but Hurley, you'd probably have to give him the win over Bud tonight, Johnny.
Oh, he's been outstanding. Yep, he's definitely got the better of that matchup.
It was another one-on-one contest, and Michael Hurley stood up inside defensive 50 and managed to bring the ball to ground. Eventually it goes out of bounds, city side, centre wing.
And we know that Buddy's sore, but even a sore Buddy is still a very dangerous player, so credit's got to go to Michael Hurley for shutting him down.
Just seeing the effort by Hurley on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Did a really nice job of it. Now the Bombers have got possession through Bagley. Pumps a long ball inside 50. Aliir could only get one hand to it. Lloyd, left foot ball, needs to be good. Falls to Sard. Call the play on high ball inside 50. Stringer's there, but he's caught out of position. And Rampier, the number 24, takes a good pressure relieving mark.
Wants to try and switch this one out the Medallion Club wing side, which he does successfully to Newman. Cunningham links up by hand. Oh, good defensive pressure on Lloyd from Merritt. Florent, beautiful attack on the ball. Picked it up, pirouetted out. Zach Jones over around it. Stolen now by Heppel. Dumps it inside forward 50. Rampy off his chest. This will be your game. Dev Smith bending it and goaling. And that might be shut the gate. There's 11 minutes remaining, but she's a long way home back from here. 13-91 Essendon, 10-6-66 Sydney. Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
They're going to be tough to get back from here for Sydney. The battle between Franklin and also Hurley's been a really good one to watch, and I genuinely believe Hurley is a better player when he's not trying to get 25 or 30 possessions. He's a much better player when he's not attracting the footy, when his mind's solely on stopping somebody and one-on-one and he gets 14 or 15 possessions. He's still a very good user. When he's going sideways, when he's getting the ball backwards, I don't think he's any value to Essendon, but when he plays on someone like he has tonight, he's worth his weight in goals.
Get into Macca's for the mini share and footy, just $5.95 with any purchase. McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy, there's a throw in the middle.
What are you laughing at?
No, I can't say.
Jake Stringer's got better and better as the game's gone on.
He has. He's got it now, Jakey boy. Pearce has won, 60-metre ball. Aliir got two hands to it, could bring it in. Rampy's under pressure. It'll be rushed through from behind. Essendon 92, Sydney 66, 10.5 to go. Chewy, the Swans have had an incredible run of finals. They've only missed once in a long period of time.
Yeah, I think since 1996.
They missed once.
I think maybe twice.
Off the top of his head, our man, Chewy. Great work.
Mitch Brown's shot at goal was smothered.
Surprised he didn't come back with how many finals Daniel Tully has played.
Oh, come on, that's hard.
Come back here, Toddy.
Super special comment. The judge, Nate Brown back there, McGrath.
He's left a few things unanswered tonight, Stu.
I'm still waiting on champion data to come back to me. I've got to put the responsibility on someone.
So Hooker goes back to McGrath. Big fan of his. Won the Rising Star last year in his first season.
Has he had a quiet year this year, Duke?
Not from what I've watched. I think he's been reasonably solid. McGrath doesn't make too many mistakes, Juddy. A bit more attention coming his way, but
Yeah.
Francis getting a nice round of applause. The Bomber fans, it is a good kick because he's fine. Bell Chambers with a big mattress on his leg. Bell
Keeps
Chambers.
his spot, Francis. It's been really serviceable down back.
The best kick into the middle of the ground. Could open the door for the Swans. Ball to be won. Dyson Heppel does that job to McKenna. Now Sard.
chance here for the Bombers. Fantasia. Classy left foot kick to Bagley, who is relishing this new role that he's got this year as a defensive forward who can kick a couple of goals.
And he's dangerous, isn't he? He works up to the footy. He doesn't mind taking a mark. He's good front and centre. And then when they need someone to lay a big tackle, he's very good as well.
Oh, this was bad defence by Florent.
Handed it off to Myers. That's a little bit too easy. Juddy Myers slots it through.
Terrible.
And the Swans have gone to sleep. 3 unanswered goals this quarter. Last 4 goals of the game. And they're coasting away now. That was a goal to Myers. 32-point lead to the Bombers. Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Big horse Longmire would be absolutely going off his brain there. Bagley was lining up for that set shot goal. He was probably just out of range, or if not, he was right on his limit. Myers was hanging around like a bad smell, trying to get a handball receive and wheel onto his left foot. Florent had him covered, and then for some unapparent reason, Florent thought he'd take the opportunity to come to the bench and just opened up the opportunity for Myers, and he will cop an absolute pasting for that on Monday with Ollie Florent.
Just with Sydney, Howard, they've only missed the finals 3 times since 1996. They've got Collingwood, Melbourne, Giants and Hawthorn next.
So it's a tough run home for the Swans. Collingwood, Melbourne, the Giants and the Hawks. So 3 times in 20-odd years, Chewy, 22 years. And there's a free kick going against Jake Stringer, the way of Rampy. So we're out to a game-high 32 points, 8.5 minutes to go. It's been an entertaining game of footy, but just about done here. Jake Stringer's got the free kick. Surely Jake is not going to have a kick. He might.
He is. He's got his back turned. So this will be a fair celebration if he puts this home, Howie.
Yeah, it will. He'll have to kick it from 53 metres, Nate.
I reckon it could be up there with some of the best celebrations you'll see in 2018 if he puts this through.
I think he'll involve the crowd. He's close enough. Maybe a high knee. I'm not ruling out some high knees.
Okay. Jake Stringer. Oh, he goes a little funny short chip and just kicks it straight to the opposition, which was Zach Jones, and that's not a good passage of play.
Oh, Sard.
Sard's intercepted it. One of Juddy's favourites, Sard to Parrish, to the goal square. Alir looking for intercept mark number 8. Came up the footy in the end. Alir. Here come the Swans the other way. They trail by 32 points, 7.5 minutes remaining. Buddy's out there still trying hard, but Hurley has won the day today. And eventually it's in the lap of Stringer. It's going to be tossed up here, 65 metres out from the Bombers' goal. 42,251. The official crowd is a pretty good result for the Bombers tonight.
Essendon play the Hawks, the Saints, the Tigers and Port Adelaide to round out their season. What's the crowd, Chew?
Yeah, 42,251. They average 42,441 from their past 6.
Is there an echo in here or something?
Did you just say that? Sorry, Darcy. I often don't listen to you. The ball's inside 50 for the Bombers. Myers picks it up. Another quick snap. It sneaks through for a behind.
I'm assuming you're not listening, but the tune man to switch off. It's quite extraordinary.
Apparently there's a couple in the box that don't listen to you. Essendon 99, Sydney 66.
How many metres gained Sard had tonight, G-Man?
Yeah, Bosch Tools stats. Sard metres gained is racked up 402. 4th most for the Bombers.
Cunningham. Well, you might have heard his ribs earlier in the game. He's played it out okay. Luke Parker fighting hard as he always does. Wrong. This one's in the centre. Bombers have got all the answers tonight. Langford, nice little don't argue on Papley, who's a bit sore as a result of it. Myers outright Dyson Heppel's been huge. Zach Merritt's been very good as well. Short kick in the end was really good to Orazio, who's found a lot of the footy in this last quarter and a half, and Orazio can go back and shoot for his second goal.
It's like they went in at half-time, Judge, and Worsfold knew what they were doing wrong, and as a good coach or a good coaching group, they've said what we're doing with the footy inside forward 50 in this first half. We had so many opportunities. We've wasted. We've gone high, we've gone wide, we've gone long. We need players to hit up at the footy. We need the ball carriers to lower their eyes, and they've done that, just that.
It's been a nice adjustment. The Bombers. It was a 10-point lead to the Swans right into the last minute of the second quarter. Late goals to Essendon. Orazio misses that one. But they have come out and kicked 8 goals to 4 in the second half. And they lead at 100-66, the Bombers, on the Triple M Beaumont tile scoreboard.
And he took 3 marks inside forward 50 in the first half. They've taken 9 in the second half. That's triple, Howie.
Thanks, Nate, for explaining that to me. Zach Jones has got the ball out the back. Reported before the game started.
How many times has that happened before, Two-Man?
No comment.
Strike on Zach Merritt. Not the most supportive box tonight, fair to say. Now Heppel's got it. Puts a really, really wide ball. So wide it's a metre out on the full. Bob, Jane, Timas, JZ Clark.
Every time Michael Hurley goes near the ball, boys, the Essendon faithful up on their feet, giving him a standing ovation. They're wrapped with his performance tonight.
Tip, he's got one. Brings a man to ground. Umpire says play on. Thanks, JZ. Bob, Jane Timas, tyre wheel specialist. Falls to Fantasia. Inside 50. Dances, dives. Swans now escort the ball across the line. 30 round from their defensive goal. 5 on the clock. Essendon 100, Sydney 66.
They are enjoying themselves, the Bomber fans, tonight. They're nice and vocal. They are sensing a late charge home for the Bombers. What's it going to take for the Bombers to get inside the top 8, Two-Man?
Yeah, it's the percentage, Das. That's what's really let them down. Look, at the moment, even though they're outside of the 8 on percentage, but they're about 17% behind Geelong, who's their nearest rival, pretty much.
It's an 8-point game tonight, though, Chairman, in a lot of ways, because Sydney, for mine, look like the most vulnerable to slip out of the 8.
Yeah, spot on, especially with their run home.
Here they go again, the Bombers. Dev Smith, he looked inboard for a centering option, decided that he was going to have a crack on the left foot right around the corner. Snap, and he just missed to the near side. 101-66. 4:41 remaining in this match. Triple M Beaumont tile scoreboard.
Swans from fullback. Low piercing ball down the line. Forced to Reardon at the back. He goes to Heaney just in his defensive 50. Now gets a right foot drop punt to Papley. Kicked an early goal, been very quiet. That was a poor hand pass. He tried to delay it, made a mess of it. And Zach Jones there's gone high on Langford twice.
Let it go. I've reported him. You've been reported.
That's Zach Jones they're talking about.
Let it go. Tom.
Yeah.
Now, Chew, you're going to have to tell us, has any player ever been reported before the game and during the game? What did you see on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay, Judge?
Well, just checking the Chemist Warehouse replay. Langford's got his head over the ball, and Zach Jones has come in and collected him, and the contact's gone straight to Langford's chin, and that's the exact type of instance the AFL's trying to get out of the game. And Langford staying down, the trainers are out with him, potentially knocked out. I mean, it looks like he has been, doesn't it?
Yeah, so worry about the jaw there too, Judge, don't you?
Yeah, that's going to be weeks. He's almost able to book a trip to Noosa, isn't he?
Yep.
It's a positive in a negative situation. Our man Judge, and Belcho's wandered over and given it to him. Zach Jones is not one to step down. He's taking on Belchambers now. There's a lot of chat going on and a bit of push and shoving. I'm going to get weeks for both the instances he's been involved in tonight.
Yep, only 4 weeks left in the season, and I'm not sure Sydney are going to be playing finals, so...
Straight to Noosa, says the judge.
I reckon the one before the game, I reckon he's missed Zach Merritt's jaw.
Righto. Interesting take, mate.
He's got his cheek.
Yeah, I had the binoculars out on it.
That by Mitch Brown, the Bomber fans, 42,251 in the house.
Do you ever get reported really late in the season and suspended, Juddy? Because now I'd have to investigate what you're involved in.
No.
Mark taken down there by Luke Parker. How's he been tonight, Two-Man?
Luke Parker for Boschel, 17 disposals, 6 clearances and a goal.
It's a pretty quiet night by his very lofty standards, isn't it? And they're missing Dan Hanbury. There's no Kieran Jack, and it's a bit of talent that has been out there regularly for the Sydney Swans. They've got their issues big time. Been outplayed tonight by the Bombers, Howie.
Yeah, missing Callum Mills as well. Nice to have Juddy and Brownie doing a great job. Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super with insurances to protect building construction workers. Free kick.
They are a team that's been up for an incredibly long period of time, Duke, and you just start to feel the amount of finals they've played. It's almost an extra season over the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Maybe it is time for them to have a decent rest, regroup, and have another shot at it.
Luke Parker has missed the target. He's hit Sard right on the chest, and Sard's launched a big bomb. He gave an early celebration, Sard. Oh my on him, and he went in a little fist pump. Premature celebration, and it just missed a minor score. 14-18, 102. Essendon, 10-6, 66 Sydney.
Dawson takes it, goes into the middle of Etihad Stadium. A little bit too much on it. Another turnover for the Swans. Goes to Zach Merritt. They know they're home here, the Bombers. Tipping Woody. He's got Goddard off the bench. Doesn't use that option. Well, not a best kick to Stringer. Didn't hit him. Stringer really that interested in applying the tackle. And the Swans have taken it across the line. 15 around from their defensive goal. They led by 6 at quarter time, Sydney. Essendon by 3 at half time. Essendon by 12 at 3/4 time. They currently lead the Bombers 102-66. How's the injured Essendon player Langford down there on the bench, Jay-Z? He might have gone down to the room. So he's still off the ground, Langford, after that clash with Zach Jones. A lot of players around the footy. Spills out to Guelphy, breaks a tackle, cut off by the Swans, and they dump it out towards the wing.
It's all Bombers out here at the moment. Through comes Heppel. They'll be very close to some Triple M votes tonight. I would have thought Dyson Heppel. That one in to influence Seabus Super Special, boys, Howie.
A man of integrity, we can't be influenced, Duke.
They get their backs up a little bit, the boys back there, if you weighed in, even with my well-respected opinion. It's a bit of a surprise. Boundary throw in. In fact, the ball up inside forward 50 for the Bombers. Run away with this game tonight. 102 plays 66, 2 minutes remaining.
Langford's going down the room, so that won't bode well for Zach Jones because he's unlikely to come on the ground now, and he's roundly booed. The Mick Fanning lookalike, brother of Nate. And again, the ball's not going anywhere. So 42,251 people, the majority Essendon fans will go home very happy tonight, Luke Darcy.
Sinclair hasn't been his most productive night. The favourite up here of ours, a big ruckman, McGrath. I've liked his game back to Myers. Long left foot ball here. Intercept mark number 9. Couldn't quite get the full purchase on it. He's been far from the worst player out there. Got it moving quickly. Wanted to find the Irishman O'Riordan. Bagley fighting on hard. Little don't argue from Sard. Managed to get it back to McGrath. Boot to ball from McGrath. Intercepted by Nick Smith. Smith short to Papley.
Big barrel out of defence by the Swans, and they've turned it over. Going from bad to worse. Carl Hooker takes the mark. It's a big win for the Bombers. They take on the Hawks, the Saints, the Tigers and Port Adelaide. Dyson Heppel, another possession, Chewy.
Number 31.
Great night for the Bombers skipper. He's had a purple patch the last 6 weeks. Now he just tells Fantasia, just slow it down, or see how he does that. He goes to Francis, who, Juddy, you've liked his game.
Yes, Francis has been good.
As was Guelphy, who actually got that footy. Now back to Devon Smith from outside 50. Unloads. Celebration time for Bombers fans. Smith with the goal. Great shot of Mickey Hurley smiling on the phone to the coach. And Dev Smith nails his second of the term. Essendon out game high. 109-66. 43-point margin on your Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
It's probably been the pickup of the season for mine, Devon Smith. He was mostly a half-forward flanker up there on the GWS, and he clearly had ambitions to spend more time through the midfield. He's finally got his opportunity, and you can see why he was so desperate to get in there. His work rate this year has been first rate. We know how good his defensive side of his game's been, but his finishing off there is just what Essendon wanted. So they, for me, look more dangerous this year than they did last year, even though they were clearly in the top 8 by the end of last year.
He'll be leading the best and fairest, Devon Smith.
Clearly.
Yeah, he had a great year, hasn't he? Number 1 pressure play in the game. I think last time I checked, Tune-Man, I suppose you'll come back to me on that some stage tonight. Myers sends this one to the edge of 50. 22 seconds remaining in this game. Comprehensive night for the Bombers, Howie.
Yes.
What do you
I just got a text from Erica, who was actually in the car for the pre-game. First time she's heard the Friday huddle.
First time ever.
Yeah, she genuinely
She
sent me
enjoyed
a
it?
text. Gee, Nate's a weird cat, isn't he? A true story. That's just how the crowd feel
she
about
did.
you know. She did. I'll show
No,
you
she
the
did.
text.
We did find out tonight that Brownie writes just a few notes for
Conversation
conversations.
wedges, and I think it makes sense. You've got to prepare.
Ball goes to the wing. Zach Jones takes the mark. And the Swans pump it forward. And it's just about all over. It is. Big win for the Bombers. Essendon 109. Sydney 10-6, 66. And the Bombers are flying high at Etihad Stadium.
See the Bombers fly up to win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this grand old game are always striving for glory and fame. See the Bombers fly up. The other teams they don't fear. They all try their best, but they can't get near as the Bombers fly up.
Essendon 15-9, 109. Sydney 10-6, 66. In front of 42,251 people. That is a 43-point win to the Essendon Footy Club.
Nate's missus had a message for you too, did she, Howie, on the telephone?
Yeah, there's a couple of messages floating around. We might investigate that in a moment. Here is Matty Richardson with Dyson Airport, courtesy of 7.
70-something inside 50s. That's really impressive.
Look, no doubt. That's a very pleasing result, to be honest. I thought we just weathered the storm really well in that first half. Great contested brand of footy. We knew the Swans are going to bring that, but I guess that's what we've been driving over the last couple of months, and it's really showing out in our footy, so a very fitting result.
You've got all elements of your game right at the moment. You can attack, you can score, but gee, your pressure was outstanding again tonight.
Yeah, that's key. I think your attack comes off the back of your pressure, setting up the ground well, making early decisions. So, I feel the likes of Hurst tonight, absolutely outstanding, and the support that he had down there was great.
40 points now, and you're level with teams inside the 8. You've got a snip and you're in ripping form. Can you do it?
Look, you're never going to say never, but look, 4 games to go, a couple of tough ones in there for sure, so we'll keep grinding away and see what we can produce.
I've been talking about the new comers to your list this year, and Insard and Smith in particular. They're outstanding again tonight. What have they brought to this club?
Yeah, look, I think they've brought a real different element, as you say. You got Sardi with his speed and Dev with his contested work. Jake, he's actually brought some real leadership as well. So I think kind of mature type players, been in the system a while, being able to make a super impact, and just great for our culture too.
Word on Michael Hurley. We know how good he is. He's been a dual All-Australian, but playing on one of the greats of the game and beat him really comprehensively tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's a credit to him. Mick works hard on his game, and he was a star tonight. Super.
Yeah. Thanks, Dyson.
Good man. Thanks, Rizzo.
Thanks to Richo, Dyson, and the 7 at Network. So Essendon, they run out winners 15-9, 109. Sydney 10-6, 66 by 43 points. Get into Macca's for the mini Sharon footy, just $5.95 with any purchase. We'll go in the rooms next. Hand out the votes and the Macca's moment. McDonald's, Triple M, Rocks footy. Essendon by 43 points. Jay-Z's in the rooms. Bring him in, Clarkie.
Hello, Howie. The Essendon boys coming into the rooms now. Packed with fans. A huge win for the Bombers. They are live in the finals race. They got a tough run home. I think they finished with Richmond and Port Adelaide in the last 2 rounds. But Joey Danaher, a chance to come back into the senior side. And if they can keep winning, then he would be a huge boost in the last couple of rounds. I see Nathan Lovett-Murray here, former player, as the Bombers about to launch into the song, boys.
Essendon 15-9, 109. Sydney 10-6, 66. Essendon running out winners by 43 points. Triple M Bosch Stool stats, Chewy.
Bombers' greatest winning margin against the Swans since round 4, 2001. Sydney were held goalless in that quarter. It's only the 3rd time in 26 years they've been held goalless in the quarter against the Bombers.
Gee.
Last time happened in the 4th term was round 13, 1977. But the Bombers' pressure rating 195, AFL average at 181. They posted 10 goals, 10 from turnovers, opposed to Sydney at only 4 goals for. 11 goal kickers for the game as well for the Bombers. And Heppel, he was the number 1 ranked player for Essendon with 31 disposals. Parrish had 26, Sard 24, Smith, Darcy is the number 1 ranked player for pressure.
Well done, Chewy. Down in the rooms, Jay-Z, a man that had a huge job tonight and did it brilliantly.
Yeah, star defender Michael Hurley, one of his best games of the season. Outstanding on Lance Franklin. Congratulations to you, Mick. Fantastic win tonight against great opposition.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It was a well-fought game. Obviously, the first half was tight and we had to run with the way late, so it's pleasing to get the win and keep our season alive.
You battled with Buddy. He didn't look 100% tonight. Did you sense it out there?
He did have his quad wrapped up for a little while, so he might have got a knock early, potentially. So, but we won't say that. We'll say he was fighting fit.
Michael, I thought you were absolutely outstanding tonight. Congratulations on the win. We were commenting you maybe didn't get your hands on the ball as much as you sometimes do, but your game was in many ways more dominant. When you're playing on a player like Buddy Franklin, do you try and get, in effect, fewer possessions and just focus on stopping them?
I think it was a little bit to do with the positioning. Bud played probably their last line and deepest forward for them, so I sort of wasn't really in the play a whole lot. That's probably why I didn't really get my hands on the footy. But yeah, tonight the focus was just to keep him out of the game, and I thought I was able to do that for the most part.
Speaking of Michael Hurley here on Friday night, big win for the Bombers. How many times, Mick, do you reckon you played on, buddy?
3 or 4, I reckon.
And what's the ledger, mate? Can you win tonight?
Yeah, it's probably the first one. I reckon he kicked about 27 goals on me in 4 games, so to keep him to 2 tonight, I was pretty pleased with.
And Michael, it looked after half-time you really had a focus of lowering your eyes going forward. Was that one of the messages from the coaching staff?
Yeah, I think the first half we sort of bombed away a little bit. I'm not sure how many marks Lear took, but it felt like he was really dominant in that first half because we were just blazing away. So, yeah, the focus after half-time was lower the eyes, hit the lead up forwards because they're pretty sticky one-on-one, and I thought we were able to do that.
What about the young man Aaron Francis came in, missed a lot of footy obviously, but there was a kick in the last quarter where he's on the outer side, deep in the back pocket or back flank, and just pulled it back into the middle, and you just sit there and thought, geez, he's missed a lot of footy, but God, he can play.
Yeah, he's got a bit of class, doesn't he? The way he reads play and intercepts the ball and then polished by foot as well. So he's going to get better and better, and it's great to see him in the side, and hopefully he stays in for a while.
Michael, enjoy your weekend after a nice win by the Essendon Footy Club. Thanks for joining us on Triple M Footy.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
Thanks to Michael Hurley and Jay Clark down there. Had an outstanding game today, Michael Hurley. Today's Macca's moment, Das, happened at the 11-minute mark of the final quarter. Here's how we called it on Triple M Footy.
Florent, beautiful attack on the ball. Picked it up, pirouetted out. Zach Jones over around it. Stolen now by Heppel. Dumps it inside forward 50. Rampy off his chest. This will be your game. Dev Smith bending it and goaling. And that might be shut the gate.
And it was shut the gate. Great call as always by Luke Darcy. Triple M Best on Ground Award thanks to Just for Men. Gets rid of grey hair in 5 easy minutes. Visit justformen.com.au to learn more. That is you, Judge.
Yes, I've got him this week. And one vote gone to Dyson Heppel, the Essendon captain, who was terrific, worked tirelessly all night. I don't think anyone would have covered more ground than him tonight. He was a terrific mid for Essendon. He gets the 1 vote. 2 votes goes to Adam Sard, who I thought was outstanding, commenting on his leg speed multiple times throughout the game. Not just his ability to use the ball, but his ability to intercept and create turnovers was a really important factor for Essendon's win as well. And then the 3 votes goes to the man we just spoke to, Michael Hurley. His shutdown job on Buddy Franklin was a deciding factor in the game.
Nicely done, Juddy. What's on tomorrow, Das?
Tomorrow I'm off to Adelaide. Going to catch a little bit of junior footy in the morning, Howie, and then I'm watching the Crows and Melbourne, which is a big game for both sides. Demons after losing on the siren, and Adelaide's still a live chance as well. So great round. You're going to be at the MCG for the Pies?
No, I've actually got tomorrow off. I might go and have a look at Bowen Heads take on Anglesey. Of all things, just a day at home for me. I've
with
got
the little
Sunday
penguin.
Game. The big penguin and the pickle will get down there and climb a few trees. And yeah,
how are Bowen Heads travelling in the local league?
Mate, they haven't done a thing since I've lived there, and at the moment they're 3 games on top and a percentage of 250. Just as long as they don't stuff at come finals, they could be right. The Seagulls. What about you, Judge? No, they're going well, Bowen Heads.
I am heading down the coast tomorrow, actually. With a couple of other families.
Which, the proper coast or the posh coast?
Mornington.
Yeah, that I'd expect that of you. What about you, Noodles? You got a few notes worked up for the weekend?
The fool's cap out and just fill in a couple of notes.
And you'll be at the MCG, Chewy?
Oh, 90,000 Richmond v Collingwood working for Triple M. Yep.
Fantastic. Well, make sure you listen to the Saturday Rub tomorrow because Brian has got a lot to answer for. And a lot to answer to, so look forward to that. All over here, though, 42,251 people. Well done to everyone in the box. The boys in the back row. We've got Tunners and we've got Jason Leroy back in the studio. Essendon 15-9, 109. Too good for Sydney, 10-6, 66. The Bombers by 43 points. Jay-Z will be doing Dead Set Legends in the morning locally. And then the Saturday rub from midday. Essendon by 43 points. For McDonald's, Triple M, Rocks Footy.